Hi everybody, I'm Pat, and today I want to talk about making demos. Now there's so many different types of musicians out there. There's solo musicians, there's songwriters, there's people in bands, there's beat makers in all kinds of music genres. What I want to do today is cast a wide net and give you my opinion on demoing, regardless of what your genre of music is or what your aspirations are. So let's say you have an idea for a song. What do? Some people just pick up their phones and hum into it. Some people kind of do the same thing but with a guitar, and then they'll sing in their phones. And then you'll have some people who will try and produce simple demos that then they'll present to their band. Some people are just in bands where they don't write songs and people write the songs for them. There are so many different possibilities. In any of those cases, I think you should make a demo track, and a nice one at that. I personally think you should take your demos as far as possible. You should make it sound as close to the idea you have in your head as you technically or creatively can. Now, I've been in every situation I listed previously. I've been in a jam band. I was in a band where I had to write everything. I'm now in a band where I write songs and other bandmates also write songs. And I've always written stuff kind of on my own for my own self and kind of fully produced them. So I've been in almost every one of those situations. And in any case, making the best demos that I could has always been super helpful. And here's why. Well, first of all, if you write songs in a band setting, putting a couple of mics in the jam room and recording your songs will really help with band chemistry and really with songwriting in general. If you're listening to the songs and listening to other parts, you can work together in creating a better song. Something you might not be able to do if you're just busy trying to, play guitar or play your part or drums or sing or whatever you do. If you record songs and then listen to it together as a band, you can listen and sort of point out the things that you like or don't like as much, and then create a better song together. If you're the kind of person who writes all the music for your band, making a demo, I think, is essential to presenting your idea. If you have ideas for drums and bass, you can really get your vision across by presenting a demo to someone, and then you can work together in perfecting that song. On top of that, if you're recording either yourself or your band, that will really help with your musicianship in general. If you're listening to your pitch, your time, your performance, your dynamics and all that, that will help. That is considered practice in my opinion. If you know what it's like to be under the pressure of recording a performance, or if you're good with a click track, if you already know what it's like to have headphones on and have to sing into a microphone, you're that much more prepared to work with a record producer or work in a studio setting where usually time is of the essence. You're fully prepared. So making demos is part of that preparation process and can only make you a better musician. There's another aspect of demoing that I like, and that is added value to your music. If you're lucky enough to record an album and release it, a couple months down the road, you can release, for example, a deluxe version with the demo tracks in them. If you made a couple loyal fans, they'll love having that extra material. It gives them something more to listen to, and they'll be able to compare tracks. Heck, they might even like some of the demos better than the actual final versions. But let's say you're not lucky enough, or you can't afford to work with a producer. Well, at some point, your demos aren't just demos. If you're good enough at it, you're just making records. You're slowly becoming a record producer. The first EP I ever released on iTunes with my first band, I produced myself. The final tracks that you hear on the EP are garage band projects that started out as demos and that I eventually mixed and mastered and just released on iTunes. So what initially started as a demo project was at some point good enough to be on iTunes. I mean, there are hit songs out there that are the demo tracks, where somebody came to the producer with a demo and then they tried making a polished official song, and the demo was just better, and they ended up mixing that and releasing that. So that itself is a possibility. Your demos at some point can be so good that they're good enough for the general public. For me, writing music in a DAW and making demos, recording them, mixing them, and taking them to the farthest of my abilities is a key component in my development as a musician. And it's also helped me tremendously in my ongoing journey to becoming a record producer and mixer. So there you go. Those are my 2 cents on making demos. I think you should make them as often as you can, and you should make them as best you can. It'll help you whether you're a solo musician, whether you're in a band, or if even you want to one day produce or mix records. In the next couple of deep dives, we're going to take a closer look at all the demos I wrote for Horse Dog. We're going to analyze the songs, the parts, and we're also going to look at how they compare to the final versions available on iTunes, Spotify, and all the other streaming platforms. But that is all for now. Let me know what your approach is to demoing and songwriting in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a like on your way out, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.